whenever I've got a tip for you, I'm going to show it. Okay, on this is the Hudson sprayer. Now, I've got it. This is a 2-gallon, and I did the bedroom, and I hardly used any water at all. So if you only have a gallon container, that's all you need. Okay, once you get done spraying, here's the tip. Once you get done spraying, don't set this on the ground. Somebody's liable to step on it. You're going to trip over it. You're going to put the tip all in the mud and stuff once you start going. Just kind of lift it up under there and just let it hang like that. You want to, you know, be nice to this. This has to last you this whole time. If not for this Hudson sprayer, I could not do this job. So be careful with it. Can you believe it? This is the last bit. Yes, I've just been plugging along like an Energizer bunny. Yep, that's it. Get up there and scrape that off. See, that's all the longer I'm going to let it set. And see, because this was a cathedral ceiling coming down at an angle, I started at the top and worked my way on down. One final pass. Get the rest of any loose bit of mud left. See, there's lots of coming off. And you know what? This last little bit, I've been using this 10-inch because it's a little bit heavier, obviously, than a 1-inch putty knife. And I can push it right up in there. There. Way better than a 1-inch putty knife. Okay? That's it. Now I'm going to go around. I didn't learn this trick here until I was about a quarter of the way through. So now I'm going to have to use this all the way around the perimeter, double check it once. And I look at the clock and guess what time it is? Remember, I started at 8 o'clock. It was actually closer to 8:15. And it's 9:45 right now. This was a 12 by 12 ceiling, 14 feet up and 10 feet at this bottom end, 14 feet at the top end. And I am soaked, and I just kept going for it, you know? Yes, sweat, blood, and tears. My clothes feel like I just took a shower and left my pants on, my shirt on, and that's not from the overspray of the Hudson sprayer. That's why I kept having to drink water the entire time. It's hot in here, but I had to get this done, and I did it. Now here's another tip for you too. Remember, I had this couch right in the middle, and this plastic was thin plastic, so I had to be careful That's why when I did above this, I did a little bit, I scraped a little bit, and I came down here and brushed off the excess. Because the last thing you want is for this plastic to get heavy or for a whole lot to come down in one go and have it rip your plastic. I guess I could have used heavier plastic, but I didn't have any heavy plastic. I used the thin plastic because that's what I had, and it worked out fine. Just be aware of it. Now look at this ceiling. That's where I started right there. See how dry it is right now? Had I saturated that, it would still be wet. You know? I did that whole top area first, and then I came down over this way. And see, all that is dry because I did a little bit, and I didn't overdo it. Now see, there's a little bit right in there that's wet because that was one of the last sections I did as I went from there on down. And see that little bit that I just did at the end? It's drying already. You get that too wet, and if you're not scraping it properly, you'll start gouging into the paper, and that's a no-no. We don't want that. Be careful out there. Cheers. I don't know, that might even be better than sex. Oh, jeez, that's good. Whew. You know what? I used the 1-inch after I did the 10-inch. Use the 10-inch as I was taking it down, and then go around the edge when you get all done before everything dries hard as a rock, and then you'll be able to kind of clean off all the little burrs and edges with your 1-inch putty knife. Okay, don't wuss out. You're not done with the job once you take that off. I spent some extra time, and I just finished this, and then in this room here I did that all the way around the ceiling too. And remember the craft paper? Here's another good reason why to have craft paper. It kept the plastic from blowing around. Then I used my dustpan and I scooped up all the popcorn mess, the popcorn ceiling stuff, and I made piles of it. See? Got piles of it. I don't have to traipse through all this. Can you imagine trying to scrape that up gently if you just had that thin plastic down there? You'd rip the plastic and you'll have it all over your nice pre-finished floor, your tile, your carpet, whatever. Okay, I even did the same thing in here. There you go. Gotta lift it up over my head, see? I got it scraped up right there and cleaned up around the edges, and I'll have to do a better job tomorrow. I'll even sweep this area. That way I don't traipse that around too. But for tonight, I thought I might as well do that as well. Okay? All right. Like I said, this is where they separate the men from the boys. Don't wait until tomorrow to get this done. You're all hot and bothered and sweaty and wet. You got the plastic up. Now's the time to scrape the rest of that stuff down. Okay? Do it. Now what's our project tomorrow? I'm going to sand this with the sanding pole and see how discolored the sheetrock face is. The sheetrock face should be almost as white as the belly band mud and where they spotted the nails. Okay? So we're going to sand all that, and then I'm going to use the Kills primer. Don't use anything else but Kills. Don't use anything else but the Kills, okay? That's going to seal that and it won't bleed through. Then, and only then, will I start working on the tape. And around the perimeter, I'll redo around the perimeter. I'll respot the nails, and I'll do these belly bands, these butt seams. Or these are belly bands, I guess. All right. That's for tomorrow. One step at a time. Let's get her done. Yeah, sweat. Look at this. It's like I just got out of the shower with my clothes on. My t-shirt is all wet. My socks are wet. Everything. This is how you're gonna look. Don't chicken out. You can do this project too. Okay? Oh, I'm glad today's over. That's all I have for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.